Today, we're focusing on calmness and on peacefulness, on finding stillness. And today we'll do this through the practice of pranayama, breath practices. Pranayama is about movement of thoughts in the mind, which then causes the movement of prana, energy, and vice versa, the movement of prana arising because of the movement of your thoughts. So a cycle of mutual dependence. We quiet our minds by the practice of breathing without strain, which is what we'll be working on today. The idea of exhalation when prana, when your energy roams in space without touching the limbs of the body. Or inhalation leading to the peaceful movement of prana, and then the quieting of the mind. So I invite you to bring these ideas into your body today, thinking about that effortless practice of breath, of letting your energy roam free, or bringing it inwards to find that balance. And today we'll work with some mantra with our pranayama. This is known as Sagaba. You can do it with or without. It's your choice. But today we're going to practice with. So I'll be inviting you, as you work through some of the breath practices, not all, to take a mantra with you. And as you breathe today, we're going to work on finding breath from the diaphragm, from the low ebb of the body, up into the mid-chest, the belly, and then up towards the top of the chest and down again. And I invite you to explore that with the practices that we work with. Take everything we do at a slow pace, at your own pace. So, starting with some gentle breathing, just some equal calm breath to come into the space. So perhaps you'd like to close the eyes or take a soft gaze. Rest back. Let everything relax. In your own time, start to find the breath. Inhalations and exhalations through the nose. Taking time to step away from whatever it was you were doing just before this. Not worrying about what might come after. Here we are in the moment, exploring our life force, the breath, the expansion of the body. Breathing now into the side body and the back body. And noticing how you feel today. Does the breath feel shallow or deep? Does it feel as if it expands all the way up to the crown of the head, or perhaps it's stuck in the chest? And neither is a problem. We're just looking for awareness. So taking a few more of these equal calm breaths. And we're going to work with some calming breath practices, and we'll start with golden threads. So if you haven't practiced it before, all you need to do is inhale as normal through the nose. And as you exhale, you imagine that a golden thread is extending out away from you, off into the distance. And as we breathe in this way, we extend our exhalations, we focus our minds. So I invite you to try this breath. Let's start without mantra. So let's start by just working with the golden thread. So inhaling fully, exhaling, purse the lips, and letting everything go. And perhaps you'd like to explore some visualizations here of where the thread might be going. Perhaps it's out into darkness, perhaps it's over a sea, perhaps it's the sky. This is a moment to explore your own mind, your own creativity. Keep the breath going. We don't want to retain the breath here. We want to keep it quite circular. Of course, pauses are natural, but if you find you're holding the breath, let it go. This is a practice that works to activate the calming side of the body, the parasympathetic nervous system. And the next time that you come to inhale, now perhaps you can introduce mantra into your breath practice. As you inhale, visualize and perhaps say to yourself, so. And as you exhale, hum. You don't have to say this out loud. You can if you like. This can be purely in your mind. Inhaling, so. Exhaling, hum. I am that. As you inhale, ending the word at the top of the breath. As you exhale, letting it go and release out with that thread. Noticing how this breath makes you feel, how it's changing your body, your breath, your mind. Taking a few more rounds of this breath. And then coming back to that equal calm breath in your own time, no rush, no hurry. Finding the inhales and the exhales again. And perhaps at this point, you might like to change the position of your hands. You might like to keep them exactly where they are, but perhaps if you do want to move them, you can move them perhaps onto the belly or to rest on the knees or wherever it is that you are, whatever feels good for you. Here now, working into your breath. Perhaps this time you'd like to focus less on the mechanics, so less on the mechanics of the body, the diaphragm, the chest, and so on, and more on the realms or the areas. So the bowl of the pelvis, the solar plexus, the heart, these more ideas of space than specific bodily parts. And we'll practice now really gentle candle breath where your inhale is normal and your exhale, and imagining that there's a candle flame in front of you, but you don't want to blow it out, so you want to keep it a flame. So you're similarly working here. This is a good pelvic floor exercise, very gentle. You imagine that you're keeping it flickering, you're making it flicker. So inhaling, exhaling. So again, the breath is constant and long, but it's sort of like a wave. And again here, lengthening the exhalation, working to find settled, calm breath. Here we're looking to find an undisturbed and directed flow of awareness. And you might find each time that you practice that you feel different, and sometimes it's easier than other times. But every practice is worthwhile, every practice means something and tells you something about yourself. We won't stay with this breath for too long, so take a few more here. And then returning to that centered breath. And here you might like to just check in with the body again. Are you comfortable? Do you want to change something or keep exactly as it is? And in our last breath practice, we're going to work with something called Chandra Badana, which if you've ever done Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing, you may recognize, but it's slightly different. So there are two versions of this: Surya Badana, the sun, and Chandra Badana, the moon. So today we work with Chandra, the moon, the calming, downwards focused breath. So if it's uncomfortable to use your hand, of course, you can do this simply with your mind. But if it's comfortable for you, you're going to bring your right hand towards the nose. And using, it doesn't matter which finger, the right hand, you're going to close the right nostril. You're going to inhale through the left nostril, take the finger away from the closed nostril, and exhale through the right nostril, which was previously closed. And rather than with Nadi Shodhana, where you swap, you're going to stay with the same focus the whole way through this breath. So closing the right nostril, not pressing too hard, just a soft, gentle press. Inhaling through the left, releasing and then exhaling through the right. So I invite you to try this practice, whether you've done it before or not, working with your moon side, or what they call the apana, the downwards focused energy, grounded, calming energy. So here we're looking for slow, calm, circular work. And even though we're working this breath through the nose, consider as you breathe the bowl of the pelvis up to the heart and down again. Exploring this for yourself. Each time will feel different. Expanding, lengthening, stretching. Ayama. Prana is your life force, the organizing principle for your form, your function, the way you are bound together, your consciousness, your self-awareness. All of this work, moving towards that consciousness and self-awareness, improving and growing and broadening that for yourself. And if you come to a point where you feel that's enough for me, please do feel free to come back to that centered breath, remembering it's your body, your practice. The teacher is here to guide you, not to tell you what to do. So we'll just take a few more breaths in whatever it is that you're choosing to do. And then come back to your breath. Coming back to the center, we're going to slowly take a few rounds of Brahma Mudra breathing. We're not going to, this normally kind of is accompanied by humming, but I don't think we'll do that today. So I invite you to just close your eyes and let the shoulders release down. And all we're going to do is turn the head to the right, the left, up and down. But you're going to take it, the gaze first, and you're going to go slowly as you possibly can. That can be so slow that you barely move as you work through this practice. And I invite you to follow the breath and notice how it feels as you move. So turning the head first to the right. And when you're ready, you can ever so slowly bring it back to the center and come to the left. Remembering everyone moves at different paces. Your speed may change each time. This breath work induces calm, controlled focus. When you come back towards the center, you'll take the gaze up, the gaze to the middle of the forehead, lengthening through the back of the neck, so not letting the head just drop back. And then very slowly coming forwards and dipping it down, taking the gaze to the nose. And again, lengthening and dropping the shoulders, protecting the neck, protecting the head. And when you've completed one round, I invite you to take another, and this time we'll introduce that mantra again, that So-Hum mantra. And you can take that at whatever pace feels right for you. Slowly inhaling So, exhaling hum. You might feel it rise from the pit of the belly up to the crown of the head and back down again. You might feel it out through your fingers, out through your toes. You might feel a warm circle rising from your heart. Only you know what you feel, and whatever you feel is the right thing in this moment. Letting the word fill you. I am that. When you complete this round, come back to the center. And then start to extend the exhalation. So this might take you longer. There's no rush, no hurry. We're going to come into a few minutes of relaxation now. So in your own time, find a position to rest in, expanding your exhalations, calming the body. Letting everything sink downwards, heavy, calm, soft, warm. Taking some time here for yourself to relax and restore. So in your own time now, start to deepen the breath. Come back into the space. Perhaps you'd like to find some movement in the fingers and the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Perhaps stretching, perhaps just staying exactly where you are. And maybe bringing the hands one on top of the other at the chest. Keeping the eyes closed if you like, or opening them. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, love, truth, beauty, and peace within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We are one. Let's close the practice with a releasing breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Maybe one more. With an open mind and an open heart, the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for practicing with me today, and well done.